Hey everyone, and welcome to week 7 of UTL. This week we're doing 42 laps on the Narrows, which has got to be, I think, one of the most mentally difficult courses we have faced so far. Coming into this week, Ian had to with an 8-point lead over Dan Gibson. Ian scoring his 4th win last week on Bow Dirt Short. 5 points behind Dan is Andy, 3 points behind Andy, Scott, and then Alex and Hunter are a good 8 points and 8 points and 11 points behind Scott, respectively, trying to make up some ground in this race. 42 laps on the Narrows. Not too many, but not too few. You're looking at 25-second lap times or so. And as we start out the race, this course laid out to be fairly fast except for turn 2 here. As you see Hunter bump on turn 2, you lose a lot of speed going on that uphill. He's going to have to make up a lot of ground. He's going to fall several seconds behind here. And that is a lap on the Narrows. So we got turn 1 here. Alex bumping on turn 1. You can lose a little bit of time on turn 1. Long sweeping into turn 2. Turn 2 is really the linchpin of this course. It is where things can go wrong very quickly. And turn 3, that quick 180-degree turn. 3 people bunched up toward the front there. That is Scott and Dibbs and Andy. Ian a little bit behind them. Alex a little bit behind them. And Hunter falling back out of the picture. Andy's going to lose a little bit of time on that turn. He's going to bump the side, and Ian's going to grab that 3rd position as we finish up our 3rd lap on the Narrows. Early on, it's going to be Scott, Dibbs, Ian, Andy, Alex, and you see Hunter trying to make up some ground there. On lap 5, Ian gets a run on Dibbs, hoping to take that 2nd position away. Going into turn 1. And they're both going to pass by Scott, who bumps on the turn 1 wall, who falls to 3rd. Right behind them, Andy losing a little bit of time, and Alex is going to go by. However, 1 lap later, Alex grinds a little bit after the start-finish, lets Andy by for that 4th position. In front of them, leaders bunched up, all 3 of these guys within probably a few tenths of each other. Dibbs and Ian in front, Scott hoping to try and make up that little bit of ground. Right now, Dibbs getting those corners a little bit better. As you can see, he grabs the lead into turn 2. Ian's going to bump the side. He's going to fall out of that race for the lead right now. Dibbs still in front, Scott chasing. They're going to come around and start lap 9 here. And on turn 1, Scott's going to bump the outside. He's going to give up that 2nd spot to Ian once again. On that same lap behind them, Andy trying to make up some ground, trying to grab some of that front running position, but he's going to grind that outside on turn 2, and Alex will go by for 4th. That's speed ahead 2 laps to lap 11. Ian having trouble with turn 2. He's going to bump that outside. Scott's going to go by for 2nd. Lap 12, Hunter is just going to be having a bad day. This is not his track. He's going to get lapped by Dibbs there on lap 12. Lap 13, Andy bouncing around like a pinball. Alex is going to pass him for 4th. Andy trying to make up a little bit of ground, see if he can get that position back. And he's going to hit that outside wall in turn 3. Fast forward to lap 18. Dibbs is going to have a little bit of a bump on turn 2, and Scott is going to come within 2 car lengths, looking to close the gap on turn 3. Can't do it. Coming into lap 19. Dibbs, Scott, and Ian all probably within 2 seconds of each other. Coming into turn 2, Scott's going to have a little bit of a bump. He's going to slow down coming on that uphill, and Ian's going to close the gap and pass him on turn 3. Scott being a little cautious on turn 3. He's going to give up that 2nd spot to Ian. But Ian on lap 21, he's going to bump on that nub coming out of turn 2. Scott's going to go right by for that second position once again, and that is going to mark the halfway point of this race. Dibs in front, then Scott, then Ian, then Alex, then Andy, and there is Hunter coming up one lap down. Lap 22. Disaster is going to strike for Ian. He's going to hit that wall too hard. He's going to reset on turn 2. That's going to let Alex and Andy by. 3 laps later, Andy a little bit slow on turn 2, and Ian's going to catch him and go by, take that 4th position back. Dibs, a little bit of trouble on turn 1 on lap 30, and Scott closing the gap on him 1 lap later. Dibs is going to reset as well. Scott's going to take the lead there, and on that reset, he's going to let Alex go by for second and Ian go by for third. That looked like maybe how it was going to end up, but lap 39, Alex poking his nose out, looking for that lead. Can't quite get it, but he is right there. Lap 40 with 2 laps to go. Dibs takes the inside corner on turn 2, gets the line. He's going to pass Ian and take that 3rd position. He's going to hold it through the start-finish line. We go to lap 41. 2 laps to go. On turn 2, Alex, with the speed, with the air, he's going to take the lead away from Scott. They're going to pass the start-finish line with 1 lap to go. Can Alex hold that lead through turn 1? Both cars very clean. Scott trying to make up any time he can. He knows he doesn't have much of a chance left. He's going to go inside on turn 2. He's going to dive it. Alex too fast coming out of turn 2. He's going to bump the wall. Scott's going to go right by. All he's got to do is complete turn 3 nice and smooth, and that's going to be win number 1 for Scott. Alex with a great race, but coming in second. So close to the win. Then Dibs, then Ian. And there's Andy. Hunter, a couple of laps down, is going to finish last. A very close race. The first win for Scott. Another great showing for Alex. Really starting to charge up those standings now. Dibs finishes respectably in 3rd. Ian with another poor finish in 4th. That's going to start to close that gap between him and the other racers. Andy in 5th. Hunter in 6th. Looking to bounce back next week when we go. Where are we going next week? We are going to Smortley, ladies and gentlemen, and stew's not the only thing they make there.